Hey everyone, welcome to another video. Pete with you here. It is Thursday, June the 5th, and today's day trip brought me up to historic Sharps Cemetery, which is in the Elkton Fair Hill area. And this cemetery does have some Revolutionary War as well as Civil War patriots interred here. And we're going to go check them out today. Are you ready to do this? Let's go. You can see where I parked over there. That's the entrance, and that road is Louisville Road, and it's a pretty busy road. So we're gonna walk up this way and take a look around this cemetery, Sharps Cemetery. And I believe that the earliest recorded burial here is that of Robert Powell, who died in January of 1753 at the age of 64 years old. This stone here shows in remembrance of Edwin Gibson, also known as Edwin Sutton, who was born April 28th, 1845, and died May 24th, 1917. Now, Edwin Sutton was a private in Company E, the 38th New Jersey Infantry during the Civil War. And interred right next to him is his wife, Elizabeth Vander Rift. I believe that's what it says here. Wife of Edwin Gibson Sutton. So here's our first Civil War patriot interred here at Sharps Cemetery. And here we have the final resting place of John Hurley. Now, this stone is very hard to read, but I did pull up some information about John. He was a private in Company H, the 2nd Maryland Infantry during the Civil War, and he passed away on March 24th, 1880. I'm going to pan around this cemetery and you'll see that it's really not that big. This headstone kind of grabbed my attention and tugged at my heart. Just a young boy. His name was Christopher T. Foote, also known as CJ. Only lived to be 5 years old. October 12th, 2003 is the date of birth. Passed away May 6, 2009. And apparently CJ liked Hot Wheels. Looks like football, baseball. Yeah, what a shame. God bless you, CJ. And here we have the final resting place of Franklin T. Mackey, who was a private in Company B, 6th Maryland Infantry during the Civil War. And it looks like a lot of the Mackey family is interred here. As you can see, there's lots of Mackeys. It's Catherine, John, all through this area. Now, even though this cemetery was founded in the mid-1700s, there's still plenty of room here. It's not that big. So if you want to be interred at Sharp Cemetery, there's room for you. And one of the things that they do offer here is a green burial. And what that means is that you're buried without being embalmed or use of any other chemicals like formaldehyde, and you're not put in a casket or a vault. You're just put into the ground. So if that's something that interests you, they do that here as well. Check out their webpage. I'll do a pan around so you can see what I'm talking about, how big this cemetery is. And like I said, it's really not that big for being about 275 years old. And people are still getting interred here. And that's Louisville Road down there. All right, let's continue our journey. Not Revolutionary or Civil War, But here we have David Allen Jones, who was a private in the U.S. Army during the Vietnam War. Passed away October 25th, 2018. Now here is the final resting place of one of the two Revolutionary War patriots interred here at Sharps Cemetery. And this is David Weary. And he's got a plaque down here, which shows that he was a Revolutionary War patriot. And he died in 1800. You can just about see it on his headstone. The other Revolutionary War patriot I'm looking for is Matthew Taylor, who is somewhere in here. Now, some of these headstones are unreadable, some are cracked or have parts missing. We're going to take a look around and see if we can still find Matthew Taylor in here. For example, here's one. Can't read a thing on it. There's a ladybug down there that must represent something, but there's no telling who is interred here. Here's some other examples of stones with, you just have no idea. And it looks like that one's missing quite a bit of it. And over here, not much left of this one. It took some searching, but I found it. Here is the final resting place of Matthew Taylor, who was in the Revolutionary War. And he's the second and last patriot that is interred here at Sharps Cemetery. Matthew died February 1st, 1784. And you can look and see that his headstone is very old and not easy to read. But I pulled up his information on the internet. God bless you, Matthew, and thank you for your service. So I'm glad I found Matthew Taylor, but now I'm searching for the very first person that was buried here at Sharp Cemetery, and that is Robert Powell, who died in January of 1753. Now, it's quite possible his headstone is very unreadable or maybe broken or missing, but we're going to look. There was a recent burial here. It looks like it's that of Robert A. Gregg, born April 5th, 1929, and just recently passed away. This is his final resting place. Another peek up at the top of the cemetery there, and Louisville Road right there. So here lies Roy A. Temple. He was in the U.S. Navy during World War II, and look, he was at Pearl Harbor. Mr. Temple was born November 24th, 1915, and died March 11th, year 2000. Thank you for your service, Mr. Temple. And here we have Thomas B. Welch. He was a sergeant in the U.S. Army in Vietnam. Born December 14th, 1947, and passed away April 5th, 2013. I like to read some of the things that are on the headstones, and this one's very interesting. It shows a mother holds her children's hands for a while, but their hearts forever. Ain't that the truth? And this is the other side of that headstone. That's Joanne right there. Passed away April 23rd, 2020. Went by Mammy. Her husband, Poppy, is still alive. So I walked around the cemetery a few times, but I could not find the final resting place of Robert Howell, who was the first person interred here at Sharp Cemetery back in 1753. But I did bring an American flag, and what I'm going to do with this flag is go back to the final resting place of Matthew Taylor, who was in the Revolutionary War. I'm going to put it on his grave. So let's go and do this together. So here we are once again at the final resting place of Matthew Taylor, who was in the Revolutionary War. We're going to put a American flag on his grave here. If we can find a place where it will go in. There we go. Like that. All right, Matthew Taylor, may you be resting in peace, and thank you for your service. God bless you. All right, before I head back to my car, which is really just about 100 feet away, I want to give a couple of shout outs. First one goes out to Matt Russell. He's been watching and commenting on my channel. Thank you so much, Matt, for watching. I really appreciate it. And also Mike Keaton 5181. Thank you for your prayers. Much appreciated. And thank you all who has been praying for me. 2025 has been a rough year, I'll tell you. And still having a hard time. If you guys, again, I don't make any money on these videos at all. I do it because I love being outside and going on these adventures. It's just the best thing. It's the best feeling in the world. But if you want to help my cause, there's a little heart with a $sign. Click on it. It says thanks. No amount is too little. And I appreciate it if anyone could help out. Helps with gas and other things like that, rent, whatever. So until the next one, remember to be a good human being and share a smile. Be the reason why someone does smile. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Take care. Peace out.